Hey everybody, it's me. Yay, so kind, you're so kind. Alright, let's go. Anyway, so I'm coming off of Halloween trick-or-treating. I have not recorded in so long because I've been half dead. I've been so tired. Okay, I've always had a respect for it, but like parents who get off of work just to rush home to get their kids dressed and take them out until about good 9 o'clock. Man, if that's going to be my life every year, I need to better prepare myself because I did not expect myself to be that tired. So anyway, let me tell you about the day as a whole. So I didn't take lunch so I could get off of work an hour earlier. So I got off of work at 4, rush home, get to my kid, realize I need gas, but I was like, you know what, I'll get it on the way to my mom's house, because we were trick-or-treating at my mom's house instead of around here, because mom lives in the suburbs, and suburbs generally have better candy. They should. We'll get into that later. So we do that, and I go home. She's already dressed, thank goodness. So I get her bag packed, and the babysitter leaves and everything like that. Well, then I can't find the remote. And literally, I lied to you guys not. This remote was missing for a good day and a half. So the TV had to be unplugged. It was terrible. But I could not find this remote. So I'm like, dog, I have to go. Like, it's almost 4:30. I have to go. Like, I was supposed to be at my mom's house by 5:30. So I'm like, you know what, whatever. I'll just leave the TV on. I just won't turn on the lights, because I like to, leave something on. Whatever. Anyway, so we leave, and I go to get gas. And I pick up the pump, and it has gas on it. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, and for those of you who might know me and still don't know, I don't like wet things. I don't like wet, isolated parts of my body. If I'm going to be wet, I want all of my body to be wet. I don't like wet socks. I don't like wet feet. I don't like wet feet. I don't like it. And especially if I'm not anticipating it. Like, I think I don't know. It does something to my psyche. It does something to me. I just hate it. So, and gasoline is a different kind of wet because it's cold to the touch, but then it's oil, essentially. So it's like, it doesn't go away. And it's like slick. And it's just like, oh. And then it has such a strong smell. So I proceed to get my gas, pissed off, by the way. So I get my gas, I get back in the car, and I'm like trying to find napkins to wipe my hands off. But again, this is oil. This shit sticks to your hands, and so does the smell. Y'all, I had to roll the windows down because I was getting so high. We were getting so high off the fumes, and like my hands were right in front of me. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. At any rate, we get to the house. We get to my mom's house. I go and get the baby. She has spilled, she took her sippy cup top off and spilled all of her juice all over her. So now she's literally in the back. Well, no, she's fine, but once I take her out of the car seat, she's freezing and shivering. And I'm like, a little part of me was like, that's what your ass gets. But another part of me was like, are you serious? Like, I gotta give my baby to some warmth, like now. So we hurry up inside. Sorry, I think I caught a little cold. I don't know. So we hurry up inside, and I get her undressed, so I can take her clothes off and separate them as wet clothes. My mom's like, well, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what goes on in the backseat anymore. I don't know. So we get her undressed. She's still shivering. So my mom wraps her in a blanket, and like she lays on my mom. So my mom loves that. And she's like, well, I don't think you're going trick-or-treating because I think she needs to just get warm and just be comfy here. I'm like, I spent money on this costume. People will see this costume. I don't care. Let's go. So after I wrangled my mom away from her, because she was fine. She was okay to get up. But my mom did not want to let her go. So after I wrangled her from my mom, she finally got dressed. Well, I finally got her dressed, and she looked adorable. You can see the pictures on my Facebook. Facebook and Instagram. I posted her all over. She was so freaking cute. I cannot even take it. So I posted her. She got dressed. She was so cute. We walked out. Well, no, not even. So, we're about to walk outside. My mom was like, well, did you get her a pumpkin? Like a basket? I was like, well, damn, I didn't. I sure did not. I was like, I completely forgot that. I'm awful. I'm terrible. Like, there's so many little things you have to remember, and it's like, oh my gosh. So anyway, my mom actually already bought like this little mini plastic shopping basket from, I think it was like from Walmart. I think, yeah, because it says Walmart on the side. But, it has like all the fake fruit and the fake, like, boxes of, perishables and all that other stuff. So it's like, oh, okay, we'll just use this. Cool. And it's good because it's like a walker kind of thing for her, so she can lean on it and stuff when she walks. So that ended up working out. So we go out, and it's a ghost town, guys. A ghost town. I'm like, what in the world is happening? Does nobody trick-or-treat anymore? Did I miss the memo? Apparently, there's a new thing called Trunk and Treat, where all the kids congregate in one spot, and then they do stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's all fine and dandy. However, what about the houses that have candy? What do they do? What do they do? My bad, because this car was totally about to back into me. If you heard a horn. Anyway, but I'm like, because I know. Poor Calvin. So, the years that we've been living in that house, we bought candy. We didn't buy candy this year, but we bought candy every other year. And Calvin has been, really upset to find out we don't get trick-or-treaters. We got like three, like a family every time. But that's because, I don't know. I guess they live on I don't know. Anywho. So, like I said, we get out and it's the ghost town, and, like, lights aren't even on. And my mom was like, well, I think that's because people aren't home yet. And I'm like, people aren't home. It's 6 o'clock. People are home. I feel like they're home. So, but there's, like, no lights on. I know there's people in the houses because there's lights inside the house. But, the quintessential sign that you have candy is decorations and or lights. No lights were on. Barely any decorations were out. But even the decorations that were out, okay, so there was this one house, the first house we went to, actually, and they had decorations, but it was like not Christmas, it was Halloween mixed in with like breast cancer, which I kind of liked. It was very cute because, like, the pumpkin they had was a pink pumpkin, and it said breast cancer awareness on it, and it had the ribbon carved into it. I was like, that is so cute. That is such a good pumpkin. So you went to that one, knocked on that door. They didn't answer. I was like, okay, whatever. So finally we went to a door with the door open, a house with the door open. And it was this very, very, very sweet older lady. And to be honest, I did not know. I thought, like, she was living with someone that was going to get up and get the candy for her because, she seemed like she was pretty comfortable in her couch. But she got up, and she gave out chips. And, okay, so my child would have rather chips before candy any day. Like, she loves chips. She just loves chips. She's not really a sweet gal. She likes savory things. She likes salty things. So, that is my kid. So, this lady was like her best friend. So, she came out, and the first thing she said was, "Oh, look at the little fella." I was like, okay, my daughter was dressed. She had a dragon costume. And she was cute. She was so cute. But she did look like a little boy because, one, it's a dragon costume. And I don't know. I don't know. I guess she needs earrings again. Because you know how some kids, like, you can't tell which ones they are. You just know that they are cute in the face. That's it. I know that because I mistake girls for boys and boys for girls all the time. Still do it. So I guess it's only right that, my child has the same fate because, whatever. Anyway, so I was saying Missy the whole time, so she knew that that she was a girl, so the lady knew that she was a girl. But so Kennedy gets a bag of chips and says thank you, and then looks and gets another bag of chips and says thank you again. And I'm like, okay, Kennedy, that's enough. She's like, she can get one more. I was like, oh, okay. So she got another bag of chips and still said thank you. I was like, thank God you said thank you all 3 times. And so I was like, okay, so thank you. And like, Kennedy, let's go. My child literally was trying to walk in this lady's house. Like, I know you got some more, and I'm just gonna stay here because I like it here. It seems nice in here. And like, so I had to like physically pick her up and walk her back down the walkway, and she was crying the whole time. And the lady was like, "I'll be here next year. Come on, I'll be here next year. You don't cry." I was like, "Yes, you'll be here next year. Thank you. You'll be the first house we go to." Okay. Anyway, oh damn, I'm almost at work. So I gotta finish this up quick. Anyway, we hit like 3 more houses, and it was like I said, it was pretty dead out there to the point where people were outside like, I have candy, you want to come over here? And it was just like, yeah, we do. So whatever, we hit the houses and stuff. We finally saw one other trick-or-treater, and we saw a couple other ones. Oh, the baby's first fright. So we went to one house, and they were all dressed up, handing out candy outside, and it was this little boy who was handing out candy. He was adorable, but he was a ghost, and the ghost face was on his hood. So you had to put on the hood to get the ghost face, and it was like you could tell they made the costume. And it wasn't bad at all, but like you could tell they made it, and it was like, it was a homemade costume, which I love personally. I always like those better. So he puts on the hood and starts running to Kennedy. Now, mind you, they're the same height, and Kennedy's never seen a ghost before. So she sees like this thing running towards her with these big black eyes and this big black void for a mouth, and she starts wailing, and I'm like, oh my God. I was like, do not scare my child. And like the little boy was like, I'm sorry, and tries to take off his hood, but by then the damage was done. My child was already traumatized, and I'm like, I was like, no, you don't have to take off your hood though, like, this is your costume. And he was like, oh no, I'm sorry, don't cry. I was like, oh, he was so sweet. And I was like, no, this is her first Halloween scare, like, this is good, this is not a bad thing. Like, that's the whole point of Halloween, right, is to be scared out of your mind. Anyway, I'm gonna have to do a part 2 on this because I am totally at work right now, and I don't have my headphones because my lovely SO, Siggy-O, as XD would say. I'm so taking that. But my SO took my headphones out of the car, so I have nothing to listen to all day at work, and he will be hearing my mouth about that. Anywho, I'll talk to you guys later, and look out for part 2 later on today. All right, bye-bye.